Hello and welcome to another episode of the Fedgocolian Lounge, the official alumni podcast of the Federal Government College Warri Old Student Association Lagos branch. This is a show where we have insightful conversations on personal development, career growth, entrepreneurship, health and wellness, and so much more. We also look into the impact of our alma mater on our journeys, as well as celebrate the achievement of Fedgocolians across the globe. My name is Brome Paulson and I am your host. Today's episode is extra special because we'll be looking at the missing lessons school never taught us. From relationships to money management, mental health, and self-discovery, this is your crash course in navigating the real world. Our first guest is Enai Agodo. She is a trained lawyer, a former banker, and also the principal consultant for A&E Emmanuel Nigerian Limited. Also, we have Austin Okoye, who is an investment banker with over 15 years of experience. All right, I guess it's time for us to say you can grab a seat and class is in session. This is the Fedgocolian Lounge. Hello, hello, Austin. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Very glad to be here.
We're so excited to have you, to be honest. And so right now we're discussing life school, the missing lessons. And I think it's important that we start on the subjects that you had in school. I know it might be different for some people, maybe because you are from like 1977 and for you it might be different. But so for you, what was school like and what are your favorite subjects?
My favorite subject was literature. It's always been. I also liked art, but I didn't offer it for school certificate.
Were you in science or
I was in art.
Oh.
I was in art, yes. And so I basically did economics, math and English, history, biology. What again?
There was government.
No, I didn't do government. We had history then. Yes.
I think now there's even civil education or something like that.
No, we didn't have that in my time.
Yeah.
It was
How about
plain
you?
science or arts. Yes.
How about you, Austin?
Well, for me, maths, economics, physics, I've always gravitated towards quantitative numbers. So it's I loved literature as well. I used to do a lot of reading till, life didn't give me enough time again.
What do you mean by that?
And I mean, later in life, I wasn't reading.
Would you have wanted to be like a writer or something?
No. But I had a poem book. I used to write a lot of poems, not novels, but poems. But I loved literature. I loved reading. Still do. I'm part of about 2 or 3 reading clubs.
Oh, that's nice. That's amazing. Okay. So, but for you, and what was school like? Because I know that we all went to school at different times, and those different times means a different way of education. I'm sure for your time, it was totally different. So what was school like for you?
School was very interesting. Most of the friends that I have today, I made them then. We had people from all over the country. Yes, and like he said, he doesn't write. I'm a writer up to now, and I started in school. I also had my little book of poems, which my daughter used to love to read too.
Oh, that's amazing.
Later, but school was interesting. I enjoyed Festival of Arts and Culture, and I also enjoyed SRC, campaigning to become a member of the Students' Representative Council. I was a member.
Can you relate to that?
Yes.
Not necessarily.
I can't relate to that.
No, because first of all, I was always introverted as a person.
You are from 2000 set,
yes,
right?
2000
You're the renowned Empire set.
Well,
yeah.
So you see. But I was a part of the debating society.
Okay, yes, we had that.
But I was only active during practice. So I knew how to give pointers. I knew how to deliver the punchlines, but I was never one to, be there when we're actually. So I was good in practice, but never.
No, it was. We had a lot of activities. There was also musical society.
Yeah.
I remember traveling to Dodon Barracks to go and sing with musical society.
Really?
Yes,
That's amazing. I know they
NTA,
do.
Yeah,
I know they do all of that with like the sporting activities, football and whatnot in our time.
Yes.
But what you're telling me right now is new to me. So the reason why I asked, what was your favorite subject in school? What was school like for you? Is because there are some lessons that were never taught in school. I mean, if you look at Chinese kids, they're doing amazing amazing things. But I feel like our Nigerian curriculum, there's some things that are missing. So what is that one thing for you that you would say you've learned with life and you never really learned it in school?
I would say that is people skills, communication skills, interpersonal skills.
Right.
You can walk in a place and put in all your effort, but if your attitude is wrong, your people skills are wrong, you are not going to go very far in life. And that's something that's not emphasized in school. You sort of get it along the way. I tell people that you're hired for your skills, but you're sacked for your attitude.
True.
That's it.
That's about to drop the mic, like a mic drop, because attitude is everything. And I think there's a book like that. My mom had to make me read that book. Attitude is everything. So imagine if you do not have the right attitude in the workplace, then I'm sorry, you're not. No matter how good you are with your skills, you're definitely not going to get that job or keep the job. But for you, Austin, what is one skill that you think you wish you even learned earlier?
Well, so for me, I think, growing up, we were not taught anything around how to deal with our emotions, and manage other people's emotions. I learned later in life, or, later in my academic life, in one of the modules I did, which I eventually had to do an unpublished thesis on, called Emotional Intelligence, just to learn more about it. So, federal, for instance, you're upset or your senior punishes you, you go into school and your whole day is pretty much ruined. You're attending, you're not productive, you don't learn anything because you're just upset and you can do nothing about it. And then that translates to our working life too. You have an issue, someone hits you on the road on your way to work, your day is ruined, but thankfully for people like myself, I say later in life, but I mean, that's also a lot of years ago, which has also guided how I have been able to deal and manage, my emotions and others and project it to not let it affect my life, whatever it is, whether it's when I was, in some academic situation or,
or the marketplace,
in work, in my work life. So I think, we didn't learn that. I don't know if it's being taught now, but we didn't learn that. And it's a critical reason for a lot of things. And you can go more into suicide, depression, and a lot of all those things.
I agree with you because mental health is super important. And I don't think with our curriculum, it's something that we really speak about. Most times you don't even understand your emotion. You don't know what's going on and you cannot process it enough to say, you know what, it's going to be okay. And the truth is in the real life is going to throw you some curveballs. And you have to be resilient. You have to have grit. You have to be able to know that this would also pass and I would become better because it's a training process for you. So I think it's quite interesting that you said that. Another thing I want to speak about is, the role of self-discovery, because I feel like a lot of people don't even know themselves. And you are a you have a training institute, not just a principal consultant or a training institute, but I'm sure you've had so many lessons that you've learned through life. How do you think people can discover themselves? Because I'm sure there are people who are already in their 30s, 40s, and they still don't know themselves. If you were to give them an advice or push them, nudge them, what would that be?
Let me just take you a little bit back, go a little back before I answer your question. I was talking to a cab driver recently. He's in his 50s. And I was telling him that we're taking youth from disadvantaged communities in Lagos, and we are training them. We've spent 2 months. We have 2 more weeks for the first cohort. Wow. And the first thing we start with is, who am I? Self-discovery. Because it starts from there. If you don't get it right, you will go through life trying to be somebody else, making mistakes, falling into all kinds of pitfalls and just trying to wing it through life. It starts from, who am I? What are my values? What are my strengths? What are my weaknesses? Why am I here? How can I contribute positively? Do you understand? How can I make an impact? How can I make my life count? And then we now move on to purpose and focus, living your life.
I was just about to say that, finding purpose.
Yes, finding purpose, living your life intentionally. We tell them that if it's going to be, then it's up to you. It's not all the external things. You could have had a lot of, like he said, emotional issues, emotional baggage. You could be dragging it all along with you. At some point in your life, you must address those things and drop them. If not, you won't be able to move forward. So we do that. And then we now move on to emotional health and stress management, because yes, you live in a world.
Yeah, you can't control everything.
You can't control everything.
Correct.
So you must understand how to manage the stress. And then we move on to emotional intelligence. Those courses were picked deliberately, and the flow is deliberate, because we need to understand your emotions and also the emotions of others.
Yeah, but you even need to know who you are.
You need to
before you get there. So that's why,
So that's why we structure it like that. Then we move on to communication skills. So important. So many people don't even recognize the fact that your body language contributes 80% to your communication. So they wonder, I didn't say anything. Why is she reacting?
But you gave me the side eye.
But you did it, yes. You did. You showed that you were impatient.
Yeah.
You showed that your body language spoke before you even uttered your words.
Yeah.
You know. And then after that, after body communication skills and interpersonal skills, we go into workplace ethics.
I think you already have a life school at this point.
Because workplace ethics, most people don't know what is acceptable behavior, what is unacceptable behavior in the workplace. Then to financial intelligence.
I would, just pause on that. And I want to ask you this. How important is money management? They never taught that in school, to be honest. They just teach you the basic accounting, right? They tell you plus and minus, debit, credit, and whatnot. But having to manage your finance, having to invest, we don't really know much about that. How important is money management in life? And I'm asking you because you are an investment banker.
Yeah.
Well, so there's no word to emphasize how important it is. I can just say to English, I know is very, very important. But just like you said, a lot of what I do now, I discovered, in fact, in course of my working career. Investment when we were little, even till now, with my experience, a lot of people outside of Lagos or very enlightened cities still think, they have to have 100, 200, 300 million before they can start thinking of what you call investment. And to them, it's pretty much just I have to buy land, buy a house, or establish a business. Options are available now, even to students. Not to talk of, youth corpers and then...
I know there are certain things, with this banking system, so like mutual funds, little things that you can put your money in.
Correct. So all those options are now available, but to say that they're just being available, I won't say so. It's just that, with being evolved and information and education, we're beginning to know that, we're beginning to have that. And if you think about 10, 15 years ago, I don't think investment banking was a career here. At best, you had stockbrokers who were just looking for commission.
True.
And going forward, we also see that, it's going to be something that will be nationwide. And these are things that, and that's why when you talk about developed economies, it's not so much about just the economy. It's also because if you have students and youth corpers and these young people informed, educated, enlightened on these things, and they begin to grow and develop with that information, then by the time they're in their 25, 30, they are already, compared to when I was 25.
Yeah, it's almost like they have leverage.
Yes,
they have, and I think that's the best way to go. Speaking on leverage, that's what a lot of people abroad do. They have this generational wealth because they've already learned the skills or the principles from time immemorial, and they now have to apply it to their lives. And even when their kids come, they teach them. But since you work with people, right? A lot of Nigerians are pressured to make it. And when I say make it fast, like a microwave, like I want to hammer now, right? How do you think they're supposed to be looking at things in a healthy way, especially gathering all of these skills and, becoming their true self, but then still succeeding in life?
You have to look at your life as a project. Because if you are only thinking about what we call stomach infrastructure, how are you going to survive today? Do you understand? You're not going to take care of your future. So, and that desire to hammer makes you not stay in one place long enough.
You're everywhere.
To learn. Do you understand? So that's why we start with who am I? It all goes back to who am I? What is my purpose? That's what we teach them. I remember that one of our participants at this youth empowerment said to me that he used to think that, if he invests in shares, he's going to wait too long to get the dividend, and he can't wait. But that the way it has been taught to him, they've broken down everything, and he sees that there's also capital appreciation. He can even play in the market, you understand? And he understands it a lot better, that he has savings just lying down there. He's going to bring it and begin to do something with it. Do you understand? So I think it is enlightenment. We need to teach properly. He said he studied banking and finance, but in the university they teach it as if it is.
It's just plus and minus. They don't really apply it
it's not
to
applied,
life.
yes.
Yeah. So, and you know how
you
just
study to pass. That's just it.
Yeah. You know how you spoke about that man. There's so many people who are like that man, right? Some of them, they're thinking, I need to make it now. And there were some Ponzi schemes. I think that's what they're called, especially in your field. I'm sure you know about that. Yeah. Ponzi schemes whereby Nigerians are just trying as much as possible. If I put 5,000, I'll get 1 million. If I put this, there are so many betting companies. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I mean, these people are there to make their monies. But how do you think Nigerians need to approach this in a healthy way to say, you know what, in as much as I want to make this money, there are some things you should not be doing financially that might just cripple your entire independence?
For me, the easiest advice I give people is, if you don't see the underlying assets, if you don't see where that money is going into, don't invest in it. If you talk about betting, I have never done betting.
Yeah.
And whether you like it or not, it's just a glorified way of saying gambling.
It is gambling, to be honest.
So if you play Ludo, you go to the casino, it's the same thing as betting. But when it comes to Ponzi schemes, right, even with all this network marketing, I'm not disregarding them, but for me, if you don't see the underlying asset that is being invested in, with shares you can see, you just know it's volatile. So my easiest advice is, now you have a lot of financial advisors. Consult one before you take any such decisions with your finance.
Okay, I want to play devil's advocate. Okay. How about I'm a normal Nigerian that I'm like, why do I have to pay a financial advisor? Where am I going to get that money from? I'm trying to make money. You're telling me to spend money for a financial advisor. So
the people who consult financial advisors, are they not normal Nigerians?
No, they can tell you that they're the big names, the Dangotes, the $10.
No, they are not. There are people like you who come to financial advisors to say, I have 1 million, I have 500,000, I have 10 million. I heard about this. I heard about MMM. I heard about any of all these other Ponzi schemes. Yeah. Or look, what do they call this? Sure odds. I have these sure odds. See, advice is free, but it's still based off of, I'm giving you an advice. Decision is yours. The best I can do is advice of the knowledge or experience I have or information I have. But decision is eventually yours. Same with the stock market. So it applies to everything, even in life. When your parents or any person gives you an advice around any other thing other than finance, it's an advice, an opinion, but the decision is yours.
How do you take it? Yeah. And I like why I'm playing devil's advocate, because people will obviously ask that question. But I think no matter how small your money is, if you seek the right advice, it's going to be like a mustard seed and it's going to grow.
That's
but then, yeah.
That's the name of our youth initiative.
Oh, really? That's amazing. So yes, like regardless of how much you have, just do the right thing. But then even if you have 1 million and you don't do the right thing, you're going to blow it anyway. And like I said, cripple your independence, that financial independence. But let's talk more into mental health, because that's important with, Nigerians today, especially the young people. For you, right, how would you say we can build resilience? Because, our former president had said Nigerian youths are lazy. And a lot of people who are from another generation, especially your generation, will say, oh, the youths are so lazy. They don't build resilience. They're not patient. How do you think we need to look at that? Is it that maybe we're just saying we don't want to work, and any little work they give us, we're crying shackles? Or you think that we need to build resilience even much more because, it's life?
I think you have to look at it from two angles. One is social media. telephone, it has shortened our attention span.
True.
Yeah.
And when you are dealing with the younger generation, you must take that into cognizance. It's even difficult sometimes to get children to read. It even started from my children's generation. I had to bribe them to read.
Wow.
I will buy them bestsellers and tell them if they can finish it in so and so period of time, they will get this, or they'll go for buffet on Sunday, something like that. But I had to give them rewards for reading until they got into reading, found the interest in it, and took off from there. So that's one thing. We have to consider the fact that people have short attention spans now. So how do you teach them? The teaching method must change. Do you understand? They want to see. They want to hear. And I think that there's a lot that is wrong with our curriculum. Our curriculum has to be revamped. Our teaching methods have to be revamped.
Right.
Do you understand?
So if you were to build your own curriculum, what are the things that you're going to add? What are the subjects? Especially because, I mean, we kind of still have a say in the country. We can say what we want. We can let them know that, you know, the curriculum needs to be revamped, like you've said. We can go back to FGC Warri, since that's where we're from, and, you know, speak to the principals, speak to the teachers. We need our children to learn these XYZ subjects. So if you were to build your own curriculum, what are some things that you would have to add into it?
I will add emotional health. Very important. I will add communication and presentation skills. But I will add emotional health because we have to take away the stigma from, oh, the person don't kolo, the person don't mad. He's mad because he's going to see a
because
therapist.
He's different.
Or he's different, or he needs to talk to somebody. Do you understand? They say you're not being a man, so you have to bottle everything in. We have to normalize the fact that we all go through stuff in life. Life throws us curves. And sometimes we need to talk. We need to
speak to
speak to somebody who understands, who is an expert, not necessarily your pastor, who might not even have any training in that area. Yeah, do you understand?
Yeah.
So we need that. If I were the one, I would put that in the curriculum.
Yeah, I think that's super important. And I want to also piggyback off the presentation skills. I mean, if you look at the curriculum in the United States, for instance, you see the children, they have their projects, they come out, they present it to their class. That already even builds the confidence.
Yes.
Because a lot of times we do not have confidence when we come into the real world. We're timid because, you know, your parents have said, don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't say that. Your colleagues or your fellow students in class, they've laughed at you when you've said something.
And they say, don't make eye contact.
Yes. So they start to
Yes, it's an insult to make eye contact.
They start to instill that fear in you. So I think that presentation skills, the communication skill is super important because it makes you bold, it makes you courageous.
Yeah.
And when you're in the real world, you can really tackle anything that comes to you. But for you, what is that one thing, or what are some subjects you'd like to add to the curriculum?
Well, so when it comes to curriculum, you know, I like what she said, but to add to it, you know, look, whatever you add now, what are the qualifications of the teachers who are going to communicate that to the children or the student? So I think, first of all, the criteria for being a teacher, I mean, in most of these developed countries, that's one of the highest paying jobs.
Yes.
Teaching at any level, from elementary to college to
Compared
professor.
to Nigeria.
So if we cannot revamp the quality or the criteria to be a teacher, it doesn't matter how you change the curriculum. If those people are not in tune with these additions you want to make,
true.
they can't even deliver it to the students.
Exactly.
So for me, I think that's one place we as a country or as people need to, and that's why you see, at least I'm sure in your time and when I went to school, you know, what do you call it? Federal universities were given a lot of respect.
Yeah.
But
no,
today,
even federal government college Warri, like public schools in the past.
But today, you have private schools topping your top 10 across secondary schools, universities. Why? Because they are putting in the effort we need to put as a country.
That the government
and
may
how
not
many people can afford those private schools. So I think for me, beyond, like she said, adding some of these, you know, real life skills, we need to, the people who are going to deliver, it's not you and I. We can create the initiative, we can fund it even, but who is going to deliver it to these students or these pupils? It's not you and I. So if you don't have those people on point, motivated, and educated on
That's
what
why
they
we're
are going
having
to
this
give them.
conversation.
Yeah, so you can't give what you don't have. So for me, I think beyond what we can add to the curriculum, it's also important the people who are going to, which is the teachers, you know.
You want to add something?
Yes, in our time we had very experienced teachers. What he's saying is very important. I remember that I had F9 during mock in math. I thought I didn't know math.
Oh.
In fact, our mock results were so bad. So they took out our math teacher and gave us another experienced math teacher. His name was M.M. Duzi.
Oh.
And in a few weeks,
You were able to learn.
oh my God, he revolutionized our approach to math. And we all passed.
Oh,
I think we had only one, 2 grade 3s or 1. And in that time, our time, if you had a grade 3, you were a dunce. Most of us were, yes. And I remember there was a boy, that how proud we were, or how self-assured we were in school then. There was a young man who went to the college shop and bought a biro. And that biro, the number was 006.
Oh.
And he announced in the college shop that I was going to have, we used to call it A parallel, in all 6 A's.
Oh.
That he will have A
Please
parallel.
tell me he got that.
He did.
Oh,
And
what's his
people
name?
were
Let's shout out to him.
Patrick Okon.
Oh,
what did
that's
Patrick Okon have? What
amazing.
was Patrick Okon? They were checking for his result. And people shouted A parallel. And when he came to school, they carried him shoulder high.
Oh my! I don't even know him because I wasn't in your set, but I'm so
that's
proud
how
of
it was
him.
in our time.
Yeah.
We were proud of ourselves. We all wanted to read and we all wanted to pass. There was that competitive spirit. And we had good teachers.
Yeah, I think there's a lot that we can do with our educational system in Nigeria. The government obviously has a role to play, but even as the teachers now, even the parents as well, they need to speak up. We need to have that awareness for the people, for them to understand that our kids, they need to learn so that they can compete anywhere in the world, especially when we're seeing the rise of Japa, everybody's moving abroad. You don't want a situation whereby you find yourself in another country and you cannot just, have that same level playing field with other people from other countries. So I think it's very important. So this is what we're going to end this segment now. Now we're going to have the fun segment where we talk about our nostalgic memories from FGC Warri.
Okay.
It's the Fedgocolian Chronicles. Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
I hope you are, because you look scared. No, don't worry. The questions are not going to bite you. So first, I'd like to ask, what is one core memory you have from Federal Government College Warri? I'll start with you.
Okay, students.
It has to be fun,
council.
Fun.
Yeah, we used to. I told you that we campaigned. They campaigned for secretary and they campaigned for vice secretary, and they will come to the dining hall and give their campaign speeches. So this day, there's this we had heard about. Oh, this particular guy who was very good in literature, very good in writing, had written this wonderful speech.
Wow.
For this person who was vying for vice secretary. And so he got up on the stage that day, everybody was waiting for him, and he started, I am Stan. And the whole dining hall erupted. They hailed him. And he said, if you vote for me, you vote for Stan. And if you vote for Stan, you vote for me.
What?
Because
Duh.
I am Stan.
Okay.
And we hailed and we waited for the rest of the speech. And he had forgotten it.
Oh no!
He started again. He kept on saying,
don't tell me it was a repeat.
He had forgotten it.
Oh my God.
I'm sure that was his most. Recently, I met him.
I
I told my daughter, can you remember that story? It is this. He said, when will I leave this story down? They are even telling our children.
I want his name and his surname. I want his name and his
No, I
surname.
wouldn't
So
do that
that
to
when I
him.
see him, I know. In fact, if I see him, I'll just be calling I am
Stan.
Oh my God. That's amazing. Like, do you know, it's funny how you can leave school for like 30, 40,
And
50
you don't forget.
years and you don't forget certain things. That's how much imprint, the educational system has on us. For you, what's your core memory?
It's difficult.
No, it's not
I
difficult.
don't
Tell
have-
us. I want your craziest, wildest, juiciest FGC Warri stories. So tell me one funny story, one embarrassing story, whatever it is. We'll only laugh here. Don't worry, nobody's watching us.
It's when Ugwanwe came to fight us.
Okay, I want to hear this story. Let me sit up.
It was. I mean, I don't know. I mean, in our own time, I don't know. I was, but there was always these inter-secondary school issues in Warri
Yeah.
then. So there was one time, I think it was period where we were having tests, and we had, I don't know which of them, chemistry or something, or biology, because we had that test in the lab.
Okay, yeah.
But then the issue had already started. They had already coming through the express. If you know the way Federal was, they had already coming through the express. So we're not aware of.
So they laid an ambush for you people?
No. So it wasn't particularly us, but to Federal. So we're not aware that there was already issues. People had already.
Okay.
So we had just finished our test from the
They
lab.
came for you?
No, we had just finished our test from the lab. So we're walking back to, our block. I think it was SS2 self. Now I wasn't yet in SS3. And everywhere just looked really scanty. You know how everywhere just look unusually,
like, what's going on?
unusually scanty, and we're walking freely. So I think even the guys, when they saw us, they were not even sure what to think, because we were not moving like people who were in war mode or anything.
You're like, I'm just going about my business.
Yes, so we're busy discussing what did you.
So please tell us what happened. I hope they did not beat you, Sha.
They
caught me. But what I'm saying is,
oh my God,
when they were coming towards us, a lot of people who maybe were faster than me thinking,
they ran away.
Move, and I was wondering why these people running towards
So you were there?
Yeah, so it was me and two other people, and until something.
Oh my God! You used to have that scar?
Oh yes, I do.
Oh my God!
I have scars from Federal. If is that? Don't
wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, that particular day, I was probably as clumsy, or I don't know what to think, but because we saw them coming, and everybody.
You did not code
the school.
No, they came in through. They came in through the express.
Yes, they were different express
behind the assembly hall.
Yes.
So
wow.
I was just, by the time we looked, everybody, even girls, they had all run.
So I'm so sorry you had to go through that.
No, I'm not sorry.
You had to go through that.
It helped me to get better awareness.
Well, it's another life lesson, and that's it. So when something comes, when you see danger, run away immediately.
Because this story I'm telling you, my classmates
they'll still be laughing
at us for some time about it.
I know you have your 25 years reunion coming up very soon.
Yes,
so I hope it's one story they will be telling everybody right there. And so they laugh at you. So you would learn.
Well, in what you laugh at people for, my own is way, way below the list.
So there's more. I cannot wait to have conversations with all of them. I cannot wait to have conversations with all of them.
I'm sure you were still doing it.
So about
yes, we were.
Yeah. Did you have any initiation story?
Oh yes.
Did you have to drink
my
roommates?
My classmates, her father was the math teacher in school. So she already knew that she was going to drink quinine.
Like,
we had the quinine chamber here. We had the press club in the middle, and then we had the school head of school and head girl sitting here. So when you entertained, when they say, people, what is your opinion? If they say quinine, you go
drink
to the quinine chamber before you go and shake hands with the head girl and go down. But if they say you can pass, then you go this way. So I thought, so she said to me, I'm going to wear 4 knickers because I know that I will fight this night, because I know I'm going to drink quinine, because they don't like my father. And it's true. Her father used to twist your ears.
So they were coming for her.
They were waiting for her.
Children were not fun.
Yeah. So they were waiting for her. So as she started her song, Nigeria, quinine, my country, quinine. They didn't even wait.
Oh my God.
And then it was also funny because we had to say, my name is Enai. I was a Bioma then. I'm a fag, a stinking fag. I'm a toad, a bush toad. As from this day, I promise to discard all my sheepish and uncultured behavior and become a true Fedgocolian. Now, the Northerners couldn't say it. They will start by saying, oh, my sheepish and uncultural behaviors.
Oh my God, you're killing me. What? Those are really, really funny stories. Yeah. Good old days.
I sang a French song and they said, this one is a Jebota. Especially when I started rapping at the end. Hello, Poco Jansomche, don't get it. A Jebota, go. So I didn't, but Helen.
She had to. So did she take off her 4 knickers?
She didn't. Did they flog her? She didn't fight. She just drank and they were saying more.
Oh man. when I think Federal really had like some really good times for
Yeah.
us. But for you, if you were to go back in time, right, or if you were to even describe FGC Warri to someone who did not go to that school, because I'm sure everybody here is laughing at saying, what are you talking about? How would you describe FGC Warri? What's that one thing for you that you're like, I really love the fact that I'm a Fedgocolian?
We were detribalized.
Yeah.
There was nothing like this is Yoruba, this is Igbo. They were until today. I am like that. I tell people I have friends from all over the country because they took the best 15 from every
Correct.
Every
tribe,
state. Yeah.
every state. So it was a mini Nigeria. You had people from all over the country. So we're deep tribalized.
For you, what's that?
I also agree with that, and I also, well, at least back then, I'm sure stemming from your time to ours, you're thinking about it now, you are sure that pretty much 100% of your classmates were smart because
Yeah, very
the
true.
criteria to go into
Yes, the
federal
cutoff
government
mark.
colleges there were quite high. So thinking about it today, and looking at where a lot of people I know from federal, both those before me and those after me and my mates, you realize that, I can't really, I mean, I would recommend it any day, anytime, as at then, so going back in time, I'll definitely not pick. And then there's a lot of, like you say, life lessons that are not academic you learn.
Survivor skills.
Yes.
Whether you're drinking Gary in the hostel.
I remember a lot
or you're
of,
going to take dining hall food, you decide.
I remember when we were teaching a lot of our Jebota children how to speak Pidgin and those sort of things. And even just like I explained, with one where we had issues with a couple of schools, and some people that are Jebotas didn't know what they had in them. The way they were running, jumping fence, they didn't know they had it in them. So
You'd be shocked.
all those experiences, I mean, you can't, those are things you cannot put, you can't,
Quantify.
no.
FGC Warri was just amazing, and I'm so proud to be a Fedgocolian. I mean, I'm not the guest today, so I would have shared so many stories, but I'll tell you off camera. Anyways, want to say thank you so much for coming. It's been my pleasure, having to just converse with you, interact with you, and hear all of your amazing stories from FGC Warri. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, so we have a few gifts for you, right? Because we're Fedgocolians and we like to do things. We like to spoil our own. So we have first something that
visa to Canada.
no, if that's what you want, no problem. We'll bring the big check and show you. If it's visa to Canada that you want, no problem. All right, you're still watching the Fedgocolian Lounge, and right now it's time for my favorite part of the show, where we get to shower our guests with some lovely gifts. So I have some presents for you, just to say thank you for coming. So we're going to induct you again. I know you're already a Fedgocolian, so we're going to induct you again with these sashes. Ladies first, so you have to pass it to her.
Thank you.
Yes, and this is for you. So you can show them that, yes, you came on the Fedgocolian Lounge and you're a proud Fedgocolian. All right, and then we have this pamper package, just a little care box for you, ma'am. So we have some sheet masks, some scented candles,
that's
wine
so lovely.
to relax. And the
lovely.
good thing is, it is his product. The wine is his product.
Oh, wow.
Yes. All right, for you, I had to put your own product in this box. So it's a very beautiful box for you. Some aftershave
Thank you.
balm, something just to make you feel nice, and some chocolates and whatnot, tea. So thank you so
Thank
much.
you so
We're so
much.
grateful
Thank you.
that you
Thank
got
you.
to
It's
come.
beautiful.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Truly
We
appreciate it.
hope you love it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I
Thank
do.
And I like the fact that it's green.
Oh yeah. We had to design it that way. We're Fedgocolian, so
Nice.
green everywhere. Yeah. All right, you've been watching the Fedgocolian Lounge. Thank you so much for watching this episode. If you love it, please do not forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, share all of your Fedgocolian stories. This episode was proudly sponsored by Integrated Project Limited, and my stylist is Botu Space. Thank you so much, and we'll see you in the next episode. Bye for now.